Okay, in this part of the topic, what we are going to be working with is that we are going to be using the cosine rule to find one of the sides of a triangle. So let's just if you're given a triangle, say for example, let's put the triangle right here. Let's say that's the triangle, okay? Just for calling it sake. And you are told about the triangle here now. Let's say that this triangle here has here 22 units. And we are not interested about if it's a meter or centimeter or like that for right now. We need a unit. And let's say we have here 97 degrees for this triangle here. And let's say this is the unknown side. So for the cosine rule, what we are going to be doing is that we are going to be working with this. If you notice, you are given a side, and the sandwich angle in between, or the angle in between the two given sides. There's no label on this triangle as ABC. That is up to you. So we're going to be labeling this the way we want it to be. So for cosine rule, let me write it here. Cosine rule, cosine. Remember, this is not a cosine ratio, this is cosine rule. So cosine rule is given by the equation as follows. A squared is equals b squared plus c squared minus 2b times c times the cosine of the angle. Notice this side A side corresponds to this angle. So therefore, we can say that this x will be replaced by the A. This angle A will be the 97, and A or B, it doesn't make any difference which ones you call A or B in this case. I mean B or C in this case. We're just simply going to be calling them a side, that sandwich the angle in between. So what should we do first of all? The first step to do is to write out the formula. So let's write out the formula. That's the formula. So first step, write formula. Why write the formula? Because you want to identify the formula with respect to a diagram that you are working with. Having written down the formula, state what you know and what you don't know. Well, I know, if we label this, and let's label the triangle instead. Let's call here A, here B, and here C. So this must be C, small c, this must be small b, and this must be small a. Okay, so we are putting it with respect to this labeling of this equation. So we have here that a is equals to x squared, b, as you can see from b here, it's 28, so we put 28 here, squared, and c here it's 22, so we put 22 squared minus 2. Because b or c are just multiplication, it doesn't make any difference which ones you put first or second. Just put them together like this to be multiplied. Remember, brackets means multiplication, and then you put the cosine of a. Oops, I should have written the number for a instead, not the letter. And so for cosine, 97 degrees in this case. So we start to do our evaluations. We put here x squared, 28 squared will be 484, and 32, let me do that complete it, and 22 will be 784 minus 2, oops, again, this, 2 times 28 times 22, that will give me 1232 times cosine of 97. For cosine of 97, I get a negative 0.12186 9343. Don't worry about this negative. This negative will go away because of this negative, because you will be multiplying. So let's proceed. X squared is equals, well, 484 plus 784 minus 232 times these two must be multiplied first of all, and so you will end up with a value as 1418.143 and decimals. then you find the square root of both sides, and that will give us 37.65828 28. It's not 28. So about that 852. Yeah, so it's 23947. So that's the square root. So we need to state to at least to a value. I'm going to recommend that you state your answer to one decimal place, so it becomes 37.7 and you put 1 dp. So this is our answer for this one here. So in any one that requires a cosine, finding the side, for example, the side which is always opposite to the angle that you are given, you notice that you're going to be using such formula. You're going to have also looking for b. So if b is out here, you would have angle b here. So let me write to the other two cosine formulas that would apply for it. So if we have here b squared, then we have b squared is equals to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac. This means multiplication cosine of angle b. And so if we could looking for c, oops, not big C, but small c. Okay, this is for looking for the side. So in other words, what we are simply doing is that we are taking this and we're going to be applying it. So you have a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine c. Notice that this angle is the same with this corresponding sides. And then the other two sides you will simply square and add and then multiply them here. This is for the cosine rule. So for the cosine rule, you should be given the two sides sandwiching an angle in between, and you find the opposite side. So this is for using the cosine rule to find the side opposite the angle which is sandwiched between two given sides of a triangle. Notice this is not a right angle triangle, and although it looks equilateral, consider it just to be a triangle that is not right angle. That's it for this one here. Alright, so if you have any questions about this one here, make sure you review it, and it's also in note forms in our Moodle page.